Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahabushai, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahabushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another lesson. And in this lesson, I'll be profiling a little bit of this video from the Riverside Homestead Life's YouTube channel titled New Crisis That Will Affect Everyone in 1 to 2 Weeks. And as we'll see in this video, it's being speculated that very soon diesel shortages are going to take place, as well as diesel prices going up. And that's going to have an effect on a whole host of issues out here in the United States of America. If diesel shortages hit and the prices go up, that means that these truckers won't be able to deliver goods to these different stores, which is going to further affect these supply chain issues that are already taking place and lead to these food shortages, which are coming. And also, these truckers won't be able to deliver gas to these different gas stations, so people won't be able to fuel up their cars. Hey, these elites are about to pull out all the stops to get you people desperate and frantic out here to more easily accept their NW0, the GREATRESET, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Apostle Tahar has deemed 2022 to be the year of Yahweh Bahashem Yahabushai turning things up, and we can clearly see that things are turning up exponentially. So now more than ever, to you Akim out there, you should have all 10 toes down in this truth, pushing this word as hard as you possibly can to make your calling and election sure, and have that protective hedge of Yahweh Bahashem Yahabushai over you for when all these calamities of Jacob's trouble really kick off. But now let's get into this video, and I'm gonna start it at the 1 minute and 16 second mark.
So recap if you haven't heard about this, diesel shortages. Diesel shortages is huge on the news right now. They're talking about it hitting the East Coast first. You may think, oh, diesel, I don't use diesel, that's not gonna affect me. This will affect everybody. And being aware of this and prepared for this is vital. If you guys haven't noticed, prepping is a modern day term these days. And as popular as prepping is, what's more important is how important it is to be prepping with all these crises. So here's what we know. The reports are saying that we are gonna see $10 a gallon gas and diesel. Studies by economists are seeing the ramping up prices just over the last month in diesel. And now with the new news, they're expecting diesel prices to go up to $10 a gallon. And we don't know, it might not.
$10 a gallon? Hey, that's going to be the straw that broke the camel's back for the majority of people out here.
Stop there. Major diesel and fuel corporations are stating right now in 1 to 2 weeks they will be seeing fuel rationing starting, and in the eastern part of the United States completely running out at some places. The places on the red hot radar are North Carolina all the way up to New York City. Those are known to be the areas to see the shortage first. And the chain reaction and ripple effect in this is going to be a domino effect with a lot of issues. Reports say that our fuel is disappearing largely by the fact that we're sending it to Europe right now. Russia is known as the second largest fuel producer. Europe is trying to find ways and strategizing how to cut off the fuel supply, and America, as always, is coming to aid, whether it hits us in the...
Remember, a lot of these things are being orchestrated by the elites. Artificial fuel and diesel shortages, artificial food shortages, etc., to get you people in a panic. Get you people rioting and fighting out here so they can be justified in bringing in a state of martial law.
On the backside or not. Looking at this report, yep, we're sending much of our fuel to Europe in the time of need, which is creating high crises here at home in the U.S. I see here that CEO from FreightWaves is stating that 3 major fleets are bracing for impact. And this includes Love's and Pilot, major trucking fuel companies. As I said, they're expecting rationing to start in as early as 1 week from today. And an even scarier part, they're expecting 25% of their locations to go bone dry. There are currently trucker alerts being spread like wildfire right now. This is going to have a major chain reaction to a lot more than you think. When they start rationing diesel, that means no deliveries. That means your stores aren't going to be restocked. That means your packages that you're ordering from Amazon, Walmart, anywhere aren't going to show up, or they're going to be extremely late if they find a resolve to this, because it takes the truckers to get all of the merchandise to the store. It takes truckers to get the merchandise to your home. These items that go to the grocery store, that go to Walmart, that go to the UPS, they come in very large trucks, and truckers need diesel. And when it comes scarce or not available, oh boy, the chain reaction.
And this is all a part of biblical prophecy. This is 2 Esdras chapter 6 in the Apocrypha, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Empty gas stations, places like Walmart, Target, Rouse's, Kroger's, whatever places you have, having empty shelves or damn near empty shelves.
Huge fans of the working class trucker. Truckers make our world go around with what we need. So sending out a bunch of respect to any of the truckers out there. So another thing that happens when that diesel gets rationed or is no longer available at their fueling stations. Like I said, no deliveries or very limited. The scary part is this is going to induce panic. I'm not spreading panic right now, I'm spreading the news. But I can tell you there is going to be a large population of people out there panicking because what is available out there is going to become unavailable very fast, which is going to create a panic of people going to get what they can. That's right.
The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and people are going to do much more than panic and panic buy. They're going to be fighting each other to get their hands on whatever's left. Back in 2 Esdras chapter 6, verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time, when the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, shall friends fight one against another like enemies. When people are starving out here, or if people are looking at their loved ones starving, it's going to go to a dog-eat-dog world where they're going to fight people that they used to consider friends or even family to take whatever they have. And it's not just going to be at these stores. It's going to eventually be to people committing home invasions. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. This is 2 Esdras chapter 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And the modern day sword, especially in the United States of America, is that gun, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, the lack of food, due to the full storehouses suddenly being found empty, and for great tribulation. Like I just said, people are going to go from fighting each other at these stores to get their hands on whatever's left to breaking into each other's houses to take people's goods by force, by violence, putting people to death. And we're coming into some horrific times. We're coming into the times of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, judging you people on this planet for all the wickedness you've been committing.
You're going to see panic buying like you've never seen it before. And it may not have anything to do with it being available as far as shortages. It's going to be supply chain issues. We are not going to be able to get it from point A to point B, much like the ships that were sitting off the coast, just sitting there with things aging and rotting and spoiling. That became such a big deal, they moved them out further. They're still...
And on top of supply chain disruptions further being exacerbated by diesel shortages and diesel prices going up, you've also got a lot of these food processing plants all across the country, really all across the planet, mysteriously burning down, getting destroyed, or getting hit by planes. Also by the designs of the elites to further disrupt the food supply and bring about artificial famines to get you people desperate out here, and again, more easily susceptible to accepting their NW0 and that charagma, the mark of the BEAST.
Still there, they're just not within sight. That's one of the reasons why everything that you're seeing at the store, when you buy it, that expiration date is older than the expiration date of the stuff you already have at home. And some of you might be thinking, but Cohen, I drive a gasoline car. I don't use diesel. All the gasoline that gets to your gas stations come by a diesel-fueled truck. tankers, big tanker trucks that take diesel to get your gasoline to all.
It's all a vicious circle. One thing may affect 5 other things.
Of the gas stations. Having a diesel shortage and that supply chain issue is going to affect not only diesel, but your gasoline as well. So as I said, this chain reaction is building and building faster. It's not just the craze of a diesel shortage anymore. It's fastly coming. Within a week to 2 weeks, rationing and empty fuel stations amongst the biggest companies out there. The domino effect will have to do with everything that's shipped. And some of you may think, well, I'm on the West Coast. I'm over here on the Seattle, Washington side or the California side. Well, what is already being discussed is shipping all of our fuel that we have over here on the West Coast to the East Coast, because they're going to need to be subsidized in some way, which will also drive that cost up. So not only will we see entire United States shortages on fuel and diesel and delivery issues with groceries and products that we order, it's going to happen all across the United States. Also driving that price up. Like I said, there's many reports of that gas and diesel price getting to $10 before we know it. I don't know how the majority of the population is going to cope with that, but let me give you a couple things to keep in mind to help you be prepared.
In that day shall friends fight one against another like enemies. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall invade their houses with the sword and spoil their goods due to the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
You and your family, so you are prepared as much as...
That's it with this video. But as we can clearly see, the year 2022 is definitely the year of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi turning things up, and it's only going to get worse from here on out. So with this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. As we can clearly see, we're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.